Hello, 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 and welcome to another live stream by Virtual Flight Diaries. We are here in Anchorage with the Boeing 777 freighter, flying down to Seattle with over 200,000 pounds of cargo. So we are heavy today. And we got a couple of hey, you're CMCFI. Hey, yo, hey, hello, what's going on? Yes, everything is all good. Hope everything is well with you. And we got Drunk Billy in the chat. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you aboard. Hope you're going to fly along with us. That'd be awesome. All right. So we are here with the freighter. We are Atlas, contracted with UPS, flying down to Seattle. Now, normally this flight is to LAX, I believe, at least through UPS virtual air cargo route. But I don't have that kind of time today, so we're going down to Seattle. A little bit of a longer one due to the fact that I'm only going to be able to stream once this week. Hey, Lip Rocketeer. Hey, hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing, sir? Drunk Billy says, I am, but a passenger flight. Awesome. Very awesome. All right, let's get on board. Let's get this thing fired up, and let's start getting out of here. I am on the USA East server, also flying on VATSIM as well. We don't doesn't look like we have any ATC on today. Hopefully somebody will pop in. But yeah, so we are on ground power. Normally you would not come into this plane cold and dark, so I have it set up as such. So there's some things we would do. So we're going to and the Rocketeer say, oh, okay, that's a thing. All right, so we get the ADIRs on, and we're actually going to start the APU before fueling. Window heats can come on. We're on the right electric for hydraulics because we had to open up all our doors. And all that looks good for now. Auto. Very automatic plane, this 777. All right, so let's get the flight directors can come on. Auto throttle is armed. Come down here, RTO. And let's get our box set up. So we got, so I don't have the 777 one, so SimApp Pro isn't going to work with this. And MobiFlight's kind of hit or miss. So, especially when I'm trying to run all of the things. So, SimApp Pro does operate the autopilot, so that's what we'll be using. All right, so get that in route, and we'll do a route request, sim brief, and we'll set payload, set fuel, because it takes 45 minutes at the very least to load this plane. More like 50 minutes if we use the ground items. All right, over to the, yeah, so that looks 78,000 pounds of fuel on board. We're going to have 23,000 extra. Load. That's good. We are Giant 556. We'll activate you, clear all that out. We'll go to departure. We're going to be taking off. So winds are favorable for 7 left. So we're going to take off 7 left. Although it's not in use, but I don't like the weighing over 500,000 pounds. I don't like the 12 plus knot tailwind. So we're going to do 7 left. And no SID, we're going to go direct to our first waypoint. And that's in, let's go back here. We're going to be landing runway 16 right. with the Griffey transition, and then we're going to do the Mariner 8, and that is the VIXOR transition for that. Set, and in. So let's check it today. We're going to go to NOEND. That looks good. No thing. About 2.5 hours in the air, maybe a little more. But that all looks good. So we'll get the route. Let's see, actually route data. Let's see if we can get, we'll load the wind data. Execute that. In it. Zero fuel weight of 546,000 pounds with a gross weight of 625,000 pounds. So that always just said, let's see, send away. Let's see, 7 left was not in your flight plan. Always throwing in a monkey wrench in it. Yeah, well, the runways are fluid. Yeah, because, well, SimBrief wants us to take off 25 right, or I mean, yeah, 25 left at like a 12 knot, 13 knot tailwind. So I'd rather not do that. All right, so 23,000 pounds in the reserve. That's right, cost index of 180, and we'll accept that. So no SID, but we're going to do the Mariner 8 with the VIXOR transition. We're going to do a direct to NOEND. All right, so that looks good. Accept that, and except we are going to be going to 310 because we are heavy as all hell. All right, 310. Temperatures look good, and let's do a performance calculation over here. We got, let's go 7 left. And runway heading is 76, so I'm going to put that in there. Set up our box. $10,000. I'm going to leave 10,000 in for our departure. We'll be going right up to 31. Let's say we'll import from the aircraft 625 checks. We got a CG of 27, and we're going to do an auto. Excuse me, an auto AC, and winds 130 at 16. Outside temperature is 8, and 30011 is our baro. So we'll just set that. All right, that's good. Let's calculate that. All right, so acceleration height is 1,500 feet, flaps 5, N186.8, takeoff 2 with a D rate of, or D rate of takeoff 2 with a select temperature of 43, trims 55, and V1s 165, 167, 168. and a return VREF of 159. We are overweight for our return if we have any issues. So let's go takeoff 2, and we'll go 43. 86.8 to 86.5. That's close enough for government work. And we'll do flaps 5 departure. 27 checks with a 5.5 trim. That all checks. Why? Oh, we're not aligned yet. Okay.
Anchorage traffic EVA 668 heavy, taxiing to runway 25 left.
All right, so our box is set up. We're going to put the legs page over here. Let's get that all in there. Let's do our final checks. Oxygen tested, both sides. All right. Pre-flight checklist. Oxygen tested 100%. Flight instruments. Actually, we have to wait for alignment to do that. Okay. Squawk is already in. Okay. So we have 30 seconds left on our limit. It's funny how it worked out today. It's mostly most of the heavy hitters stream wise we're flying the 777 this week. It's almost like we all got together and had a meeting and said, "Hey, PMG 777, everybody go." All right, so we are now aligned. Looks good, and let's see. Let's double check our 6.5, 6.7, 6.8. Let's look 6.6. I like that one. 6.7 and 6.8. That's all set. All right, flight instruments are 059, heading altimeter 3011. Set. Okay, and before start, we could put 168 in here. I'm going to go VNav, heading select. We're all loaded up. So let's release everybody. Door management, we are going to close all. All right, 556, radio check.
555. 555.
Nice. And we'll arm you. Good, good, good. All right. So, over here, we're going to check the electrics. Actually, we need the status page. All right, so APU is up. Check the electrics page. We have APU generator is running, so we can DC the ground power. That parking brake is set.
Eva 668 Heavy taking off runway 25 lift.
Oh, 25 left. What do you think, chat? Should we go 25 left? Or is my line of thinking a good one? Seatbelts could come on. Another monkey wrench. Is it easy to change departure? We're just runway with no SID, so yeah, actually it would be. I still don't like Boeing FMC. Yeah, so it would be just a matter of changing the runway since we don't have a SID. Do we not have? We don't have any fuel in the center tank, do we? Yeah. All right. Man, this thing holds a lot of juice. I better pick a runway quick, right? All right. So let's all our figures are the same. All right, let's do departure 25 left. Everybody's taking off and landing that way. I don't want to run into anybody. So takeoff speeds have been deleted. That's cool. That's all right. All right, MCP, we got V2168 heading track 076. We're gonna actually change that to 256. Takeoff speeds checked. CDU pre-flight trim is 5.5. We'll set that in a second, and beacon light can come on. So flight controls, let's do 5.5. So, all right, 25 left is, and can't change it now. I won't change it now. No more audibles. Which way you turn after departure? I was thinking north. So yeah, we'll do a right-hand turn out to our first waypoint. So that would be a right north turnout. All right, so trim set and turn the hydraulics on in a C formation. All right, beacon lights on. Let's finish the checklist. That's us before taxi, so we did finish the checklist. All right. Anchorage traffic giant 556 heavy pushing back stand 57. Anchorage. All right, let's get those sounds turned up.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
We are rocking the Boris sound pack. All set.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
206 in here. I think I am hopefully ready.
Locking gear.
And we are going to go nose right, tail left.
Release parking brakes. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
All right, turning engine 2. Seriously? You would make the oil pressure call.
Set parking brakes.
Yeah, I love those sounds. That's so cool.
Unlocking
Parking
gear.
brake is set. Yeah, wait for that engine to stabilize, and that looks good. Turn 1.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
That's why I need your first officer. Awesome sounds. All right, so flaps 5. Taxi light and APU off. All right, flaps 5 check. Taxi light is on, APU is coming off. Right, so we are all set for our taxi, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Anchorage traffic, Giant 556 heavy, taxiing to runway 25 left via Romeo Kilo Charlie. Anchorage. All right, park and break off. Let's see. We got to start rolling? Nah, not at 500,000 pounds. We need a little bit of thrust. Rocking my Blackbird Controls tiller. I don't have the 777 handle for it though. What I have is the 737, but it still works great. I actually love this tiller. I don't know how I honestly ever operate it without a tiller. It's such incredible immersion. I would show you my Blackbird Controls 777 setup, but fortunately for a while my controls camera aren't working, so to figure that out, I think it's an OBS doing OBS things. Is there a seaplane base here? Yes. It's actually right within the purview of Anchorage Airport. Lakefront, I think it's called.
Anchorage traffic, Alaska 1498, taxiing runway 25 left via Echo Kilo Charlie, Anchorage.
It's like right over here somewhere. Cool, we should try it. Yeah, definitely, because we're going to be definitely looking to do a members only stream next month, and that definitely could be. We could do some float plane operations down here and over here in Alaska. Love that stuff. That was fun when we did the float plane stuff for the other one. Yeah, it's pretty dreary today in Anchorage. It's funny. I've been here. It actually kind of it really does look all like that with the mountains in the background. The city of Anchorage was okay. It was just a city like any other city. Ice hole fishing. I don't know. It's starting to springtime. Springtime in Alaska. There's still. We'll do some backcountry flights, looking at some bush strips. All right, so this is Kilo coming up. So we'll make a left onto that. I know this is Payware Scenery. I don't know which one it is, though. I do have the MK Studios Seattle. I didn't know. I learned this the other day. So these markings here are actually to let everyone know that the edge. So when taxiways and tarmacs and everything are designed, they're engineered for extreme weight. You know, just think about it. We're over 500,000 pounds taxiing over this. If it was just regular highway design, it would just crumble. And Anchorage does do a lot for 747s, etc. So what those cross lines are is to let the pilots know that that part of the taxiway is not engineered for the weight. So you can actually have possible issues of excessive weight and cracking of the tarmac. When I learn things, I pass it on to you guys. May have already known, but all right. I want to thank everybody, welcome everybody aboard on the stream. This should be a fun one. Heavy takeoff, heavy landing. We're going to have probably a really nice breakout. So taxiway coming up here is Charlie. So we're going to turn here. Guys haven't already, check out your Sim CFI's 777 shared cockpit. Not only was it a cool shared cockpit stream, but it was also, they had a 747 pilot, more right rudder, also a streamer. Give us a rundown on the 777. There was a lot of great information on that stream if you want to check that out. All right. Anchorage traffic, Giant 556 heavy crossing runway 25 at Charlie. Anchorage. Lights on for runway crossing. Try not to overrun the taxi edge.
Anchorage traffic, Alaska 1498, crossing runway 25 right on Charlie, Anchorage.
Anchorage traffic, Giant 556 heavy, departing runway 25 left. Would be a right downwind pattern departure. Anchorage. All right, let's go. We got taxi lights can come off. Runway light, our taxi light can come off. We got our runway turnoffs and our landing lights on. Strobes we can leave on. We are flaps 5 set, 5.5 units, and 25 left confirm. Ready to go. Let's do weather radar. And that on. Well, hopefully this was a good decision with the winds. But we do have 12,000 feet of runway, so I guess it's all right. Oh, that's right. We didn't do our checklists. All right. Checklist up real quick. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. Let's complete. All right. Ready? Spool 'em up. Thrust set. Airspeed's alive. Eighty knots. Cross check. Take. How's a rate? You're up. Flight directors. Wow. All right. We are heavy. Ooh. I know what that is. We are too heavy to do that kind of turn. That's what that is.
Anchorage traffic, Alaska 1498, departing runway 25 left to the west, right turn to the north, Anchorage.
All right, Anchorage traffic, Giant 556 on the downwind departure. Direct no end, passing 3,800. Anchorage, last call. So let's go LNAV. Still hand flying here. I'll go to direct no end. Get more on these flight directors here. Speed up. Get over these mountains. All right. And on. And we'll go direct no end. Execute you. All right, flaps 1, finally. Flaps up. You could really tell we are heavy. Really heavy. It looks like we got some weather out in front of us. Nothing too crazy. All right, after takeoff checklist. Landing gear up, flaps up, takeoff checklist complete. All right, let's go to flight level 310. All right, past the 10,000, kill the landing lights. Side, just to make sure. All right, we're speeding, we're climbing, we're looking good. Wasn't so yucky out, we'd have some really good views. I remember looking out of my window and seeing all these mountains here. It was really cool when I did it for when I was here in real life. Flew from Anchorage down to San Francisco, heading back east. Coming back over, we actually flew across Canada. Departed Minneapolis to Anchorage. And I remember some really bad turbulence over the Canadian Rockies. Look at that. Looks very ominous. That doesn't look that good. Hopefully we get above that. All right, so we got. We'll switch over to Unicom. Should have been on that. Flying over a big old mess. All right, we're above 10,000. You know what that means. Well, music comes on, sounds come down. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this breakout looks really good. All right, pass it 18,000, set standard. Once, twice, 3 times. Passing flight level 186 now. Check, cross check. That looks awesome, guys. Look what I said. I tried to simulate overweight as well. It took 47 tons of fuel. First toga takeoff ever done in the MAX. Nice. Actually, I don't think I've ever done a toga takeoff. It was. I should have probably done toga in this. We went with the optimal, super derated takeoff for being 100,000 pounds below max weight. All right, so let's see if we can. Let's see where we're at here. program. Optimal is 3.3. So we can probably get up to 3.3. See what we're doing at when we get up to 3.1. Climb. So it selected itself to climb power. Good. Yeah, I was going to go. So we were at climb 2. I was going to go to climb 1, to climb full climb power. Well, we're right on schedule for a top of climb. Ah, look at that. Good thing we are above that mess. It's kind of thought that SU5 was supposed to release this week. I guess not. Glad you switched back to 2.5 left. Yeah, it worked out. Well, 12,400 foot runway is it where you. Yeah, being on network, if everyone's going that direction, I don't want to conflict. Just in case there was a landing plane. Oh, wait, weights backwards. Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why they would have that departure like that. Yeah, everybody taking off is, you know, regular. Probably there was. I don't think there was any cargo. Nobody's overweight. Everybody's, you know, good 12,000 foot runway, plenty of space. I don't know what the. I honestly I don't know what the max tailwind component is for this plane. Signs or auto. Hey, happy hour. Welcome to the stream. Don't forget to turn off your generators. Turn off my generators. I have a feeling that would be a bad thing. All right, flight level 310. Look at a little bounce going there. recall check. Good. We are all set for cruise. I don't know why. I guess we got a little bit of some light turbulence kind of bouncing us around here. Can I fly inverted? We probably could. Not at this weight, though. Not at 600,000 pounds. Max tailwinds for the 777 is 15 knots. Yeah, so we were under that. We were just there, though. Make sure that cargo is secure. Yeah, the loadmaster said it was. We'll be going back there in a minute, check things out. All right, so we are 0.389. That's looking good. Could step up to level 350 and 154 nautical miles if we wanted to. We might actually go to 330 in a little bit. It is the recommended flight altitude. Bro, am I on VATSIM? We are on VATSIM, and also we are on the USA East server as well. It did flip a 707, so a 777 is plausible. I mean, yeah. I mean, it is plausible. I've never done it. All right, so let's check out our cargo. It's looking all secure. That's awesome. So I want to try VATSIM. It's too intimidating, and I stumble on the readbacks. Well, I do have a tips and tricks video on how to help you out with the readbacks with VATSIM. Taking some classic cars down to Seattle. This is the standard PMDG cargo. Doesn't change. We are full up all the way to the back. So yeah, I mean, when I first started with VATSIM, let me tell you a story here. So when I first started with VATSIM, I was intimidated as all hell. VATSIM controllers can be quick. They can be, some of them can be mean. But I tell you what, you're going to make mistakes. It's going to happen. What you have to not be is embarrassed about the mistakes you're going to make, because you're a human being and it's going to happen no matter what. I still make mistakes, and I have almost 300 hours on VATSIM. It's not a thing to actually really truly worry about. What you do is you learn from those mistakes. and you move on. Will you get yelled at on a VATSIM network? Probably. Should it deter you from doing VATSIM? No. What you got to do is you got to just ignore that stuff. You're not going to get yelled at unless it's busy. If you're making a lot of mistakes flying into, say, New York during an event, yeah, the controller's probably going to call you out. But you could actually take those moments and break them down and learn what you were doing wrong. So one of the biggest tools you can use is yeah, that's a James Bond car. One of the biggest tools you can use is the VAT radar. So a lot of things, so 95% of the time you're going to get your clearance that you have on SimBrief. So using the mnemonic craft, you can pre-write what the controller is going to say. So you can be cleared to whatever airport via the SID or or direct. So if you know you're going to be on a SID, you can just put via SID. The frequency, you're going to see all that on VAT radar, so you can write down, if it's center that's on, your departure frequency is going to be the center. And then you get in VAT radar, it tells you your squawk code, so you can write that down prior to calling. So you'll have it all written down for you. So when you call, hey, Los Angeles Center, blah, 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 I'd like to pick up our IFR to your destination airport. And the controller is going to be like, oh, okay, blah, 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 you're cleared to Las Vegas via, whatever SID it is, climb and maintain X altitude, usually the SID, or climb via the SID. And then you would follow that. Frequency, you'd be with the controller, because it's Los Angeles is the only one running, or if there's a departure, it'll be departure, etc., etc. So you just write down the frequency it gives you. You have everything else written down, so just write down the frequency, and he's going to go squawk 776 whatever it is. But you already have that written down. So those are the elements you don't have to worry about on the readback. So then all you're going to do is just read back your notes. So you're going to be like, oh, okay, cleared to Las Vegas via the SID, frequency, whatever it is, 132.2, and squawk, blah, 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 blah. And that's your readback. Also, a lot of times, if it's really busy, they're going to give you a PDC. So you're just going to have you don't even have to read it back. So my advice to you is to just do it. But I have a caveat of advice there. Make sure you really know your aircraft before you go on their network. That's the bigger one. Yeah, if for your first VATSIM flight, you might want to do a smaller airport, just so that you're not overwhelmed with your first attempt. But the key to VATSIM is to knowing your aircraft inside and out, so that you don't have to really think about it. So like if he says, if you get vectors, vector, turn right to heading 300, you're not fumbling with that. You can go, all right, 300, heading select, boom, we're moving. I won't even fly on network if I don't know the aircraft. It's a hard and fast rule of mine. Brings up Emperor Palpatine. Do it. Yes. And after a while, with everything, with repetition, you'll get good at it. You'll get good at rebacks. You'll be the next guy that's disappointed that there's no ATC on when you fly. Guaranteed. And a great learning tool to use is both Beyond ATC and or Say Intentions. That way you can get used to the phraseology without all the stress. So if you don't have one of those programs, I would say pick that up first. But all in all, when I started on VATSIM, they didn't have those AI programs. So like Limp Rocketeer says, just do it. Just do it. You won't regret it. And if you get comfortable with US, you can do what I'm currently doing is trying to learn the European system, which in a lot of aspects is a lot easier, but it's a lot stricter. All right, we are moving and grooving, guys. If you're just joining me, we are flying the 777 freighter from PMDG. We're flying from Anchorage down to Seattle, and we are max weight almost. So we're having a fun little flight. We are on VATSIM network, and we are also on the Microsoft 2024 server USA East. If you want to fly along, you can pick up the flight with us. Probably Juno or Ketchikan would be a good one. Billy said, just like the metric system. So I've gotten slightly comfortable with the metric system flying the Airbus. I definitely got comfortable with Celsius. As far as kilos versus pounds, it still gets me. Metric system was invented by Satan. Jesus. Limp. Oh man. The metric system, I'll give it to him. To be honest with you, we probably should have been on the metric system with the rest of the world. Now, we had to hang out with 3 other countries that used imperial weights. It's a lot easier. I mean, so we're at 78,000 pounds of fuel. I don't know what the conversion is to metric tons, but it would just be a more rounded number if we were in kilos. Bill says more pleasurable to use the metric system, so hedonistic is fine. Don't forget, U.S. Imperial today is defined by the metric system. It is. That is very true. But if the US decided, hey, let's join the rest of the planet and go with the metric system, I don't think it would be descended into chaos. I really don't. East flip. Awesome. Oh man. Now where it gets really funky is when you do like UK measurements, like stones and so forth. We invented cars you should drive on the right side of the road. So we invented planes. You should fly the way we want. Oh my God. So actually the way we drive is technically the wrong side. So the reason this is what I read. Could be wrong. I don't know. But so the reason in the UK they drive on the left-hand side of the road is because when two persons were passing on horseback to each other, you would want to keep your weapon side facing the other person in case that person was a threat. So most people were right-handed. So passing with your right hand to their right hand, your weapon side. So it dates back to the Dark Ages. So that's UK, European. Yeah, most of Europe is on the same side we drive. That goes all out the window if you're left-handed. Well, probably in the Dark Ages, if you are left-handed, you're probably deemed a witch and burned at the stake anyway. So. Oh, Drunk Billy's left-handed, so. No, there's nothing wrong with that. My brother's left-handed, so I don't know how that works, because I'm right-handed. Of course, with adapting to a lot of non-left-handed options, my brother actually ended up becoming ambidextrous and could use both right and left-handed. You're Satan's brother if you're left-handed and then measure with the metric system. Wow. Lip Rocketeer just got dark. Works the same, just better. And it doesn't matter. So like when I'm getting certified for firearms for my job, I have to shoot both hands. So I have to operate the firearm left-handed. Boy, is that awkward. Just going to say that. But their thinking is what happens if I'm right-handed? What happens if my right hand becomes incapacitated? I still gotta stay in the fight, right? So that's why we train left-handed as well. Lips is, well, Lip, you are the only troll allowed on the stream. So. So how's everybody's week been? I hate this week because this week is my long week to work, so I'm working most of the week. But yeah, how's everybody doing? Oh, one of the things we are sporting a new landing rate monitor, thanks to Drunk Billy in the chat or in the Discord posted a link to Touchdown FX from Flight Sim TO. Although I want to say right now, don't get it off of Flight Sim TO. Go to their website, just Google Touchdown FX, because I had problems. The current file, unless they fixed it, only has the executable and none of the other program files in it, and it won't work. But I downloaded it off their website, their latest version, and it is really nice. It gives a lot of information. And even for, I know streamers use landing rate monitors for entertainment purposes, but just for your own personal learning, to better your landings, it gives out so much information, including a little mini playback, both in the sim and in the with like a little like following the graph kind of thing. But it is really a nice landing rate monitor, and it auto updates, so updating is a breeze. It auto updates as well. You can set it up so that it automatically turns on with the sim, so you can set it and forget it kind of thing. So I have it here. This is it right here. So it's constantly monitoring in a very sensitive fashion both altitude, pitch, roll, yaw, control inputs as well. It's a very, and it just seems to be also, we're going to use it from now on for a while, and we're going to do a little test to see, but it just seems a lot more accurate than the other ones out there. So thanks, Billy, for putting that up there. I actually am really liking it. We do. Hey, but if you have information that tells you how bad your landing is, you can take that information and learn from it. Failure is nothing but a tool to teach us how to be better. Words of wisdom from VFD. We're good at breaking our bad habits. I've been doing good. Just fell back on the shared cockpit stream. Just fell back on the shared cockpit stream. I've been really good on go-arounds. Lip, I know where you're getting at. We got to do another shared cockpit. Maybe a Boeing this time. Hey, Limp. So next week I'm thinking of doing virtual airline week. Shared cockpit, 737 MAX. You could be the captain. So I was just say, let's do it in the MAX because no one else has the MAX. Yeah. Southwest stops. So when we do virtual airline week next week on the Southwest stream, Limp, you could be pilot flying and I'll be pilot monitoring. That way I could run the stream without all the stress of flying. All right. Yep. Sometime over the weekend, I'll get with you. Awesome. Because even though we were bumbling back and forth with that A320 shared cockpit, just because both of us have never really done any kind of crew resource management type stuff. It was loads of fun. And it'll be funny. I've never actually been in the sim where I was on the right side. Oh, the other request is that we do it in the US? Yeah, absolutely. Well, it was Southwest, so we'll be doing Southwest. That was a fun week. Yeah, that was a fun week. Am I hearing failures? Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. We should do... Oh, I don't know how good the failure system is. I don't think the MAX has failures, does it? PMDG. Shared cockpit. V1 cut. Did you watch that one of me in Flight Sim Captain? No, I missed that one. That was a real mess, and I had a real airline pilot with me. Oh, I missed that one. Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out. But hey, everybody's having fun. We're flight simmers, so. Because I know PMDG aircraft, we could actually set it to do a V1 cut. That would be interesting. But virtual airline week, we need to complete the flights so I could get my credits for the airlines. Because flight simming, instituting Virtual Airline Week has kept me current with my virtual airlines. So something that when I started this channel was failing. So failing to maintain. So next week will be Fly Delta, Southwest, UPS VAC, and I'm going to do some corporate ops with my executive virtual airline that I belong to. I did my first Fly Delta virtual in the 737 MAX. Yes. Senior First Officer, Olymp Rocketeer. So I want to do a push with Fly Delta virtual, because I want to make so I'm like 30 hours away from captain with them. Of course, it was WestJet from LA to Vancouver, and I was on V1 stream with that one. Oh, really? I saw that one. I saw parts of it anyway. That's really cool. So let's see here. Still no ATC. That's all right. Got an hour and 45 minutes left on the flight. We may get lucky. We may get lucky. Yeah, I was the last guy coming in for a landing that he didn't watch. He was that the, so that was the 737 MAX stream. That was yesterday, wasn't it? He peer pressured the MD-11 to sidestep on the runway, and I was landing, and I was going to, you were going to land on. Oh. So do you end up having to go around them? Yeah, I really like to do a, so we'll see. I might do another L1011 stream next week too. I don't know. Got a lot. There's a lot going on. Because I belong to a lot of virtual airlines, and luckily the two of them, so like my executive airline that I belong to and the historical one that does historical flights, you know, we could do 727, DC-3, all that stuff. They only require every 6 months, so that's why I don't really show them too much on the stream, because I don't need to, you know, I'm not like knocking down the door to meet the requirements because I'm already there. But the L1011, they have Pan American routes and ATA routes available for that. So that'll fit the theme of Virtual Airline Week. We got off the runway in time. I had plenty of time. I just fly everybody's stream. It really needs to. I really need to get a job. Well, you're retired, so how about you could just say that this is your job, flying with everybody. All right, we got everybody still coming along with us. A little conga line we got going. Now we're out over the Gulf of Alaska. Little flyby. Love the flyby option. Back in there. Everybody got this thing maxed out at 0.803. And we're doing 0.8. Wide body, fast speed. 285, probably. Hey, yeah, that's not going to go much faster. AK FSS, that's the only frequency running. Guess we can't hear Oceanic. Is that? Oh, that is Oceanic. Oh, cool. Let's see if we can pick up Oceanic. Is that 129?
Clipper 812 San Francisco radio, ATC advised. San Francisco radio is closing. Monitor Unicom 122.8. Have a great flight.
Okay, we're Unicom now. Have a great rest of the weekend.
Yeah.
Cool. Got some HF going.
San Francisco radio.
Broke Billy past you and got a nice screenshot. Nice.
Hello, Oakland Center, Oakland Leader, Air Canada.
Kind of facts. I got San Francisco or Oakland Oceanic on. Just for some background.
Air Canada 517 San Francisco radio. Unfortunately, I'm closing. You can monitor intercom 122.8. Enjoy your flight. Air Canada 517, thank you. Yeah.
Very quiet. I like how it, so VATSIM's radio for Oceanic mimics the HF static on the background. It's awesome. Next year, I'm hoping that I could do Across the Pond. That would be cool.
Air China 9025 San Francisco radio.
So we don't have any ETC on. All right. So I'm going to have to use the little boys' room. So I'm going to be right back, guys.
New Zealand Niner San Francisco radio. ATC advise. San Francisco radio is closing. Monitor intercom 122.8. Have a great flight. San Francisco radio
All right, I'm back. Anything happened while I'm gone? Oh, Oceanic went offline. All right. So much for that. Back to unit, or back to guard. Right. We're all looking good. What's the... Sorry, no smoking sign is on. Not allowed to smoke. I like the 777. Not big fan of the 787, but I want to caveat that with I haven't flown a real 787 in the sim, so maybe when we start getting some study level 787s I might like it. They're essentially the same operation wise, essentially. They're actually, if you're type rated on one, you're type rated the other. At least in Europe. .330 is recommended. Yeah, Holden had me installed on one from Horizon. It's crap. Yeah, I flew it. I never flew it on the stream or on the channel. Flew it off the channel like once or twice. I was thinking of actually streaming it, but no dice. Just like with the P180, the Piaggio, I really liked that plane in 2020. Well, I like the 2020 compatible to 2024 version compared to the 2024 version of that plane. I don't know what Flight Effects did, but they didn't do it right, in my opinion. But if I fly for my executive charter, I got a bunch of things. So I'm type rated with the virtual airline. I'm type rated on the Citation 10, the Piaggio, PC-12, we'll have to wait for Vector. That's going to be the next one. Vector. Q4 this year. I don't think they're going to make it, to be honest, but. And hail the Starship. Yes, the Starship is a much better pusher plane, corporate wise. So we'll probably do the Citation 10 next week. I do Split Jet because that Split Jet Airlines is the executive virtual airline I belong to. We'll be flying out of DuPage. That's my home base. We'll see. A lot of A lot to do next week, channel-wise. A lot of options. I just wish that I had more reasons to fly the Starship. Really liked flying that thing. But Billy's got an awesome livery for his Starship. We got to go into LAX with that thing. Yes, sir. 16 right into Seattle now. No changes. The only change would be is if ATC popped on and they gave us a different runway. Look at that. That looks good. Coming in over the Sitka Juneau area. Get your cans down further. All right, we are looking good. Got about, what is it, an hour and 20 minutes left of the flight. We're in chill mode, guys. Oh. Yeah, I like this view that I have set up here. There's a lot of, if you ever watch like a lot of airline YouTube videos, real life videos, this is like where they set the GoPro in the cockpit, just over the captain's shoulder. Either over the captain's shoulder or over the first officer's shoulder. The cool thing about the 777 is that we do not have to DC the auto throttle on landing. Normal operations at 30 feet, it'll go to idle. It's really cool. A lot of planes are actually like that. I got the MD-11 is that way. I believe the 787 is that way as well. The A300 is another one where you don't have to DC the auto throttle. L1011. Also don't have to tune in the localizer on the 777, exactly. Very Airbus. And how to disconnect if you won't want to. Yep. I think the last time I flew the 777 on the stream was when we went to Tuncat, Aeromexico. It's been a while. So our star, just looking at it, okay, yeah, cool. So our star just puts us right in on the localizer. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Just saw that Taug's hangar, the helicopter dev is going to be dropping the Delphine. What that means, guys, helicopter stream when that drops, do executive ops. Delphine could do Coast Guard. They run those helicopters out of the Coast Guard station in Atlantic City. I had to spend $130 on an EVIS to fix the barrow problem on the Max. The Max had a barrow problem? Well, if it has anything, if you have to pick up a bucket, it's gonna be bad. No firefighting ops. That's why I think we'll do executive. We'll do an executive flight. I've never flown a helicopter on network. That might be a first thing. Never flew a helicopter on network. So let's do a Delphine flight with the Taug's hangar, if it's good. It should be, because Taug's is pretty impressive with all their helicopters. We'll go from Trenton, New Jersey down to DCA in a helicopter on network. IFR. Oh, fire starting ops. Well, could technically. The high performance group H145, the military version, actually has firing. The rocket pods actually fire, and they actually have effect explosion crater in the sim, 2024 sim and 2020. So we technically could, well, it wouldn't sustain, but we could start a fire. Do a shared cockpit with the three of us and jump, and Drunk Billy can jump out and start the fire. There you go. Do Australian rappel off the skid. You do like burning things? Oh, what's the name? What was Kiefer Sutherland's character in Backdraft? Ronald. Yeah, who doesn't like burn things? I grew up where in an area of Northeast Pennsylvania where almost anybody Donald Sutherland, not Kiefer. I said Kiefer Sutherland. Donald Sutherland played Ronald. Yes, a demented arsonist. But I know I grew up in Northeast Pennsylvania where everybody had a burn barrel in their backyard, and we burned all our paper trash. So I grew up when it was time to take out the trash. That meant starting a fire in the burn barrel. Did the same in Colorado? Yeah, I think it was a 70s, 80s thing, 60s thing. It was probably dates back to the turn of the century. Yeah, the only thing that went on the trash truck was our food trash. If that. If you had a garden, you had a compost pile, so you really didn't do much trash. Most houses in Colorado had an adobe pit to burn all their trash. Yeah, we just had 55-gallon drums. I think I spent most of my childhood smelling like smoke. Between the the wood burning stove to heat the house, and the burn barrel. That was my my cologne growing up. Put a pic in the Discord of one. Cool. Check it out. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, we didn't have anything like that. Yep, we just had a rusted 55-gallon drum with holes drilled in the bottom. Let the rainwater out. We had that for trash, and we had a full-size smoker. We smoked a lot of sausage, a lot of deer sausage growing up. Then everything started being made out of plastic, so they told us not to do that anymore. Yeah, I think that was pretty much the end of the burn barrels, was when everything was plastics. Although I do remember a couple times that burn barrel was pumping out some seriously black smoke. But yeah, we had a smoker. We would process our own deer meat when we do the hunts, and then we'd make because we're all Polish descent, so we made kibasi, ear kibasi, and smoked it. We also made our own blueberry wine, which I still do to this day. Well, I make all kinds of wine, not just blueberry, but fruit, all different fruit wines. Neighbor would call the cops on me for having a fire, and the police would just show up. Oh, that's it. It had a 55-gallon drum in the backyard at my house in Jacksonville. Neighbor would call. Oh, well, that stinks. Having a burn barrel saves you a lot of money. You don't have to. If you had the combination of a burn barrel and a compost pit, other than the plastic stuff, which then would you just have to pay for a recycling pickup. But I had this old grill top on it and threw some hot dogs on it. They couldn't do anything about it. Nope, you're grilling. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, I was remodeling 2 houses up there that had all this extra wood to get rid of. That's another way to do it too. If you can't troll your neighbors, what can you do, right? Consistent as always. All right, Billy. I was thinking too, I haven't forgot, we still got a DC-3 leaking oil down in the jungle. But, along the Amazon. I got new, we're probably gonna do that soon, because I got new controls for the DC-3. Picked them up from I dig the flight sim stuff with that had the Cessna 208 controls. Was it idigstuff.com? I picked up the DC-3 controls. I picked up a General Aviation, like a G58 set, and then I picked up like a corporate jet set, which just was a simple set, but man, they are nice. They're a lot shorter. They have metal, they have the metal, so they're a lot sturdier. It's really good stuff from those guys. If you ain't first, you're last, Ricky Bobby. Idioms for days, better than being an idiot for days. That's right. Slide it out. Any manufacturer that puts metal in is usually good. Yeah. They're nice and solid. So the only thing is they don't have working like button controls on their stuff, but I could live with that for GA. So yeah, they make a Starship control set, which is essentially just the King Air stuff. They do a lot of good stuff with that. But what I really like about the DC3 controls and the other controls is that the other groups making them in plastic is that they're a little bit smaller, so they're not a 1-to-1. Like everyone wants to do 1-to-1, but I feel though 1-to-1 doesn't necessarily translate into the Bravo controls very well. So they're like 3/4 scale, so they're a little shorter. And I feel that they work better on the Bravo. So like the DC3 controls I have are these big long plastic. You guys have seen them on the channel, and they're kind of weak as far as construction wise. But these are shorter. They're more solid. So this is going to be it's going to be cool. And then the twin engine GA ones I got are also stubbier, but the throttle handles are huge. So got real good feel to them. The 1-to-1 could be clunky is the table mounted. I mean, yeah, I get why they want to do 1-to-1 because they want to have that real world feel, but it just doesn't work too well with the sim. It becomes clunky because you get these huge throttles. You can't manipulate a lot of the switches. So like the Blackbird controls, 777 throttles that I'm using, they're great. Solid controls, but them being 1-to-1 when I'm in the full throttle position, I can't reach the switches on the back of the Bravo. Now, things like the 777 and the 737 have throttle lockout, so I can roll them back and reach any kind of switches if I have them modeled. But yeah, I mean, as I'm sitting here, they look exactly like this. Exactly. But they're just big. Now that's fine for if you're doing a full cockpit and you're actually putting the throttles in a center pedestal in a home cockpit. But being up on a desk, it's kind of clunky. Uh-oh. No. No. No, 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 no. Oh. Seriously? Oh. Well, what the hell? Well, that sucks. If we catch up now, yeah. Yeah, well, oh, man. Boy, it's been a long time since that happened, guys. All right, well. Well, not enough time to start over. That really stinks. What the heck, man? All right, guys. Well, you know what that means, unfortunately. Yeah, it's been fun. Yeah. That really just stinks. That really just stinks. Now I'm not in a good mood. We were having so much fun. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much for coming along for whatever that was. But yeah. Well, I'll have to catch up with you guys later. Wow. But I was using your stream not to do yard work, so now I have to go out and do it. Yeah, well, sorry about that, guys. I have no idea what happened there. I'm going to have to go look at some dump logs. All right, guys. Well, thank you, everyone that came along for the flight. And I really do apologize that we couldn't do anything, but wow. But all right, well, I'll be posting the next week's schedule Sunday as usual. And for LIMP, I post it in the stream content section of Discord. Check that. But all right, guys. Yeah, on to the next one, guys. I'm Virtual Flight Diaries. My name is John. See ya.